My favorite thing about this mod is that it's very difficult, but doable by anybody. It also really sucks. For sure. Thank you for the 48 bits, General. You know, it's very difficult. You definitely have to know what you're doing and think about what you're doing, but it's not impossible by any means. You could certainly level up, you know, buy as much as you need to get through, or level up as much as you need, or grind out really strong limits. Like, there's always something you can do to get through it. But for those that are hardcore into the game and want a challenge, it's definitely up there. It's going to have some very difficult sections for sure. Should be getting somersault soon. Yeah, and then there's the final dungeon, which does not screw around. I can't wait till we get there, and I can show off what the final dungeon is like, because it's craziness. Ooh, we got a grenade. That's useful. The final dungeon is pretty nuts. These guys give loco weed, I think. No, echo screen. Which is completely useless. Yes, final limit breaks will disappear out of your inventory, so if you don't use them when you get them, they're gone. Now, stuff like Omni Slash isn't a big deal, because as long as you get it when you actually are ready to use it, then you're fine. But, certain ones that you get throughout the story, like, Cosmo Memory being the big one, is pretty much, you're pretty much not going to get Cosmo Memory in this mod, unless you wait that long to get Vincent. Nice crit. There's my loco weed. We didn't get any carbon bangles this time. We got lucky last time, got 2. We got 0 that time. Probably could have healed Cloud. Yeah, I can't wait to see how many people are willing to try the death challenge. It's going to be interesting. I'd like to see where people get tripped up and or if people get through it easily. I got through the death challenge relatively easily. There was a couple sections that puzzled me for a bit that I needed to look up, you know, try to figure out what I needed. And then the final dungeon was a nightmare. But other than that, it wasn't too bad for me. Bottom Swell in particular, I had to come up with an interesting strategy to beat. and carry armor as well. Although, I don't think that's a shock to anybody. Everyone's favorite room. The security room. Yay! If you want the individual files, you could let me know. I could send you them. If you install... Well, if you're using 7th Heaven, then yeah, you'd probably need the individual files. But if you're not using 7th Heaven, you could probably just install what you want and then install Scavenger last, and you'd probably be fine. But I'm not sure. Because I think the patch program overwrites the file, so yeah, maybe not, actually. Ooh! I accidentally held up. Yeah, I could probably do a, I could do a separate download on the site if you're interested. That just has the files. I could even just throw them in the folder that you download, but I'd rather not do that because then it makes the folder bigger for everyone else, even if they're not using it. But I could do a separate download. No items would be pretty impossible. It wouldn't be literally impossible. You'd probably have to grind an insane amount of limits and levels to get through most anything. But other than that... Alright, let's see if we remember... I don't remember what that one is at all. That one's king. I don't get king that often. Unfortunately, Elemental doesn't really help much anyways. We don't have anything to equip it to, so... But hey, we can pretend that it's useful. Welcome back, Dino. Never mind. I did go the wrong way. Can you still do it this way? I don't think so. Maybe. Yeah, you can. It's just a little slower. Wait, no you can't, because you can't get in... Yeah, you can't get in that door, can you? Yeah. I blew it. Yeah, I explained it before, but the original concept of this mod came from the idea that the game likes to give you stuff you need for the boss right before the boss. So the idea came about of like, what if that's all you could use? You know, what if you could only use the equipment the developers figured would help you for the boss on the boss, and everything else was gone. So that was the original inspiration. Suna and I have been working on this mod for a while. Granted, it took longer than it should have for a number of reasons, but really there was not a ton that went into this mod. The original Scavenger script took a while to write because there was a lot that we had to figure out. Mostly we had to figure out a good way to wipe the inventory with the game's actual code, and that took a little bit of work. But after that, everything else was pretty simple. I ran through the entire mod with the idea of difficulty balancing it, and when I got to the end, I realized that it needed no balancing. So, I did not do anything to this mod to balance other than give Bronze Bangles 2 slots. Other than that, it's basically vanilla, so everything kind of worked out on its own. Every section that there's a boss that you're like, oh my god, this should be impossible, there's always like that one item that just happens to be there that can help you figure it out. This is a great example that we're about to see. Not this boss, but the next boss. You're going to see a really funny example of the game just happening. Just so happens to give us exactly what we need. So it's kind of funny. It's almost like the game was made for this mod. How's it going, Lionheart? How's it going, Nalvania? Nalvania, I should say. Alright, so we made it to the nap room. That's kind of the big thing, because it can be tough getting here. Now that we're here, we should be fine. There's a couple things I would like to steal, but the next boss isn't that bad, so I don't need to waste my time getting like 3 carbon bangles. 1 would be nice, but it's not a big deal. In fact, I might just go ahead and try to fight the boss, because I'm not too worried about it. Let's Break Final Fantasy VIII is over, Lionheart. We're starting our new series, which is Scavenger. It does go fast when you break it. I'll probably add some of the modding tools to Sector 48 as well, for anyone that wants to get into modding. The idea behind the site is for people that want to play mods and use tools and stuff. It wasn't really a site for making mods, but I think I'll include them, because they deserve just as much credit. You know, they're the programs that allow all this to be possible, so it'd be cool to plop them down. And I mean, I already have a tools section, so it's easy enough just to plop them in there. I'll have to contact the sites. I'm sure they won't mind, but I'd like to contact them just to let them know. Contacting the creator of Mako Reactor might be tough, though. I have no idea who it is. That program just kind of appeared. I don't know who made it. See you, pet friend. Flush for good luck. I would make a challenge library, but that kind of already exists on my own site. All my playthroughs and stuff are all organized in the challenges section, so you could just use that. It's a good idea, though, but, like, it's kind of already there on my site. Okay, I'll have to write that down, see if I can contact him. How's it going, Signals? There, I wrote it down. This is very exciting. I've been working very long on both the website and Scavenger mod, and I've kind of... To be honest, it's been, I don't know the word to use. Not frustrating, but just... I kind of... Like, every week that I continued to work on the website or Scavenger mod, and it wasn't done yet, it was kind of frustrating, like, because I just wanted it to be done, and I wanted, you know, I kept telling everyone, like, oh, I got this great idea, and I got this great thing down the pipeline, but, like, it just took so long, and part of that was life stuff, and part of it was just the actual thing taking a long time. But I'm glad it's finally out, and I don't have to keep, like, saying, hey guys, there's this thing coming. You know, it's good to finally be done and move on to other stuff. The biggest struggle for me making the website was I had two people that helped me make the site, and they both bailed on me like a quarter of the way through. And I don't really blame them because stuff happens, but it sucked because I had to keep throwing away everything and starting over. I started over like 3 different times because people kept bowing out, and eventually I just did it all myself. And so it went from like, oh, this will be done in a week because I can have this person do it and they're awesome and they'll finish it in a week, to, okay, I guess it's actually going to take 2 weeks because that person bailed and I have to get another person. Alright, it'll be done next week. And then, oh, that person bailed. Now I have to do it myself, and that's going to take like 3 more weeks because I'm slow. Because I don't, you know, I'm not getting paid to do this. I'm doing this on my own time. So what should have taken a week took like 2 months because people kept bowing out, and then I had to do it myself, then I had to create the time to do it, and yada yada. So it just kind of became this long. I think anyone can relate. Whenever you have a project you're trying to finish and it just doesn't pan out and it just keeps getting dragged on and on, it's like it becomes a chore more than like a project you actually want to do. And that can be kind of frustrating because at the beginning I was so excited and I couldn't wait to like finish it and show it off, and at the end it was like, oh, I'll just get it done. You know, so and now I can be excited about it again. Now I can, you know, it feels so good to be able to be excited about it and show it off, and everyone's excited about it, and I can't wait to add more mods to it and more tools to it. And now I can like announce adding mod whenever we add a mod to it. We can announce it and show it off, and I'm gonna be making tutorials on the mods to install. So it's going to be awesome. It's going to be a lot of really cool stuff. Oh, solid. Make sure you re-download the mod. Oh, here's that help sign I was talking about earlier. Or the leave it once sign. Make sure you re-download the mod, because I had to make a quick change. Yeah, the sign is a little weird. I still don't even know why it's a thing. There was an old piece of code that I completely forgot about that snuck its way in and made it so you couldn't buy batteries. So I had to fix that really fast, but it's all good now. It only took like 2 seconds to fix. We just completely forgot about it because we had played around with it and then just forgot the revert it back. And we never tested Midgar again, because we went all the way through Midgar and it was fine, so we just left it. Yeah, can you believe it? I fixed something. Bad dad joke before we fight Project. My boss told me to have a good day, so I went home. I mean, not bad, but the only time your boss would say have a good day is probably when you're out of the door anyways. Like, who says have a good day at the beginning of the day? Maybe your wife as you're walking out the door, but your boss wouldn't say that. So it doesn't make a lot of sense, but I appreciated the effort. I don't believe we used Wall Market 45, but that is another tool that we could definitely definitely put on the site. I have not personally used Wall Market 45. I need to check it out sometime. What if your wife is your boss? Yikes. Red 13 is Mav. And let's click off the screen while I do this dad joke because the elevator noise is super annoying. I'm so good at sleeping, I can do it with my eyes closed. Alright, that was awful. Oh, our music got ripped. God dang it. Stupid YouTube. Making me look bad. Stupid dog. Make me look bad. That's not where it goes. Another bad dad joke. Alright. I bought some shoes from a drug dealer. I don't know what he laced them with, but I was tripping all day. That was like a double. I like that one. That was like a double. Double pun. See, I could equip poison, but it's like not gonna do anything for us, so forget about it. That might be the best one yet. Yeah, wow, an actual joke. There's been some good ones. There's also been some that aren't even jokes. This book has a very, very big variety. It's like amazing, a lot of middle ground, and a lot of bad. There's hits and there's misses. A lot of misses. A lot of them don't even shoot. That's the thing. Like that's the really bad ones. Some of them don't even shoot their shot. It's just like a nothing. A sentence of nothing. Those are the ones that really get me. My wife got me this book as a stocking stuffer. And it literally says on the book, stocking stuffers for men. So this book was legitimately made to be a stocking stuffer. You can tell they put a lot of effort into it. If something is specifically a stocking stuffer, then they made it in like 2 days. That's better. Forgot. Red 13 actually has fire. No, it's some random cover band that covered a music they don't own and then tried to grab everyone's video who played the regular version. It's beyond stupid. Like, even explaining it makes me upset. It's not even that they, like, claimed to own the song. They're claiming a song they didn't even play. Like, it's incorrect in, like, every way imaginable. It's not the same song. Even if it was the same song, it's not the same version of the song. And they don't own it in the first place. It's like, it couldn't be any more wrong if it tried. But that's the way YouTube works. You can tell anyone that you own anything, and until they argue with you, it's correct. It's not even really... I know I always say it's YouTube's fault, but it's really not YouTube's fault. It's other people's fault. The system, the way it is, should work, but people are idiots, so it doesn't. It should be pretty obvious the way it works, but instead people just say they own something when they don't, and if they're not proven wrong, then they just win. Because internet. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. How'd we get stuck here? That's different. I never had this happen even in beta testing. Alrighty, we are back. So, I fixed the problem. It was a weird loop in the code. And now we're on version 1.02, so we've already had 2 fixes, but I kind of expected that out of Midgar. And I'm really glad that we found them, and I'm really glad that I've had a chance to really, like, use the patching program. I just learned it, and I'm getting a lot of practice out of it. So now if anyone else finds any problems, I can quickly patch it. I've gotten some good practice, so I'm very glad that we found this stuff, and now we can move on. And I do want to try to do the section after this, because I'm excited for the next section, so we'll try to get there. Yo, Dark Prince, thank you so much for the 3 months, my man. Appreciate it. Enjoy the brand new blue badge. The rare blue badge. See you, Listener. Have a good one. Have a great weekend. I'm pretty excited for this weekend, actually. The wife and I might actually get a date night for the first time in... What year is it? 2020? First time in 2020. It's not that big. It's not that impressive. No, first time in a while. Because Ben's spending the night at Grandma's. So we'll get to actually go out and do something. Don't know what we're going to do yet. I think we're going to go to Cleveland. And, maybe hit up some stuff up there. First date night of the decade. Hey, how's it going, Snipes? Cannot say one thing. You must say two things. Two things or bust. Yeah, is anyone watching the new Witcher show? I haven't seen it yet. I'm not really a big fan of like Netflix shows, but I feel like Witcher I gotta watch because video games, I don't know. It's like the first video game show that's like mega popular. Well, I don't know. Castlevania is pretty popular, but it's like an important time in video game. It's moving on to shows. I should watch it. So, as we saw before, this is the end of this section, and the next section is the whole rest of Midgar. The reason for this is because if you were to split off a section after any of these bosses coming up, it would be a nightmare because you'd have like nothing left. So we need to equip all our Sneak Glove stuff again, and importantly, Red 13 actually comes with a Mithril Armlet, so you have to remember to change that to a Bronze Bangle. If you forget, the game will remind you, so it's no big deal, but like if I were to try to leave now, it would say, party member does not have armor. So, it's not like you can screw it up, but in case you were wondering, like, who doesn't have the right armor? If I go over here, these guys should be fine, so we're good. And then it's going to ask us to make our final party, because usually right here, you can pick your party members. So we put in our own code that lets you pick whatever you want. I'm going to go with Eris and Red 13. Then we can pick up the enemy skill materia that has almost no purpose. And then we are out. And actually, what I was talking about this when we were beta testing. For the first time, probably ever, these potions are actually useful. Usually these potions are like, wow, why are these potions here? Who cares about potions? But in this mod, it's like, yes, so many potions. These are super helpful. We're going to want to do a little bit of item farming here because once Genova breaks out, the enemies change. to a bunch of enemies with crappy items. So before we activate the Genova breakout, we're going to want to do some stealing, especially from these boys. And I forgot to equip steal, so that makes it pretty hard to steal. So we're going to want to steal Carbon Bangles. It'd be really nice to steal Cloud's sword as well. And then if we can get like some healing, that would be nice. Especially for the Rufus fight, because we do not have Restore Materia. And we don't have Eris for that fight, so we can't heal off of Eris either. So a few potions would be nice. We already picked up 4, so that might be okay. Oh, we have a talisman as well. We can equip that. The talisman is from the project fight, so we get to keep that. So there's one very specific item that we want to get that I don't think shows up yet. I can't remember if it shows up now or after Genova breaks out. But there's one specific enemy that morphed gives you a very weird item that you would not expect him to give you, but it is incredibly helpful for the elevator fight. But I think they show up after the Genova breakout. We'll see if he shows up. It's the special soldiers, whatever their names are. First class soldier guy. Actually, now that I think of it, don't they show up on the level with the chests? Having Morph at this point is part of the mod, Vagrant. You're given Morph and Steal through every section to help you scavenge the items you need. Same with Sneak Glove. You're given Sneak Glove just to make stealing a little nicer. Soldier 3rd. You said this level. Are they down here as well? 'Cause I feel like they are. But I could be wrong. Nope, only 67? Alright. I believe. Yeah, we're doing no shops in this run. Leave at once! I don't actually know how points work on mobile, Darth. No idea. You might have to watch through a browser. I think making everything an auto steal would have actually been kind of complicated unless we change the way Sneak Glove works. The stealing formula is kind of complicated, and I don't think we can change it. We can't change the actual formula, we can just change what goes into the formula, if that makes sense. Oh cool, Retro says they do work if you update the app. That's cool that you can get a bonus too, or the bonus. Alright, so now we should have carbon bangles for the whole squad. I could steal more for Barrett. If I find one, I'll steal another one for Barrett. Otherwise, this should be fine. I mostly just want them for Eris and Cloud. Probably Eris more than anything. Or Cloud more than anything. Eris is nice, but her taking damage isn't the worst thing either. Because of her limit. And it's not a soldier third. Yo, Mars, thank you so much for the 1200 bits. Holy cow, thanks. Here's a present for the hard work that went into the mod. I enjoyed the beta and look forward to getting this mod myself. Thank you so much. And thank you for being one of the beta testers. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm not actually sure who all the beta testers were because Suna took care of that. So, I'm now learning of some of the people that were beta testers. There they are. So, you're gonna find this a little strange. We also don't have sense yet. So it's going to be hard to get this. We need to put sense in. I think I need to go and add sense to all the sections because sense really does help with morphing. It's not necessary, but don't be surprised if the version you end up downloading has more sense materials. I know you get them later, but I think putting them in early would be nice just because morphing can be a drag. Especially these guys, they do so much damage. Yo, Bliskin, thank you for the 412. Welcome back. Oh, you weren't actually a tester, you just watched it. Still definitely helpful. He's probably nowhere near dead yet. Oh, he's dead. He's nowhere near dead. Dies. We have the hard edge now, and that'll help with morphing, because he'll do like 2 more damage. Hey, how's it going, Akabane? So I don't have a Phoenix down, and even if I did, I wouldn't want to use it, so I need to go rest. Get Red 13 back. Sure that sense isn't just hiding. That'd been funny if sense was just, for some reason, at like the bottom of the list. Yeah, Final Fantasy VII goes on sale quite a bit. And, well, nowadays it doesn't go on sale as much because of the PS4 versions, but we also give it away quite often on the stream. We've given away like a lot of copies. Welcome back, baby cow. Look at that, Cloud actually does damage now. Buster Sword's so bad. I love the Buster Sword. It's so bad. Come on, Soldier Third. Give me that Soldier Third. That's not it. I'll probably show off this morph and then we'll quit for the day and do all the Midgar bosses next time. It'll give us something to look forward to. Here we go. Alright, so we'll kill one so that we're not getting annihilated. Don't put Cloud to sleep. Alright, so if I do one attack with Cloud and 2 attacks with Red 13, he should be relatively close to dead. Dude, the hype train is awesome. Gave us all the energy we needed for Friday. Yeah, he does 10 damage with Morph now. That helps a lot. So, if I were to give like a walkthrough of this section, I would probably say beat the project boss, and then before Genova breaks out, so before you use the elevator, steal the Hard Edge, and then use the Hard Edge to morph these guys. And that will give you a very special item known as, wait for it, Bolt Plumes. So, I couldn't tell you why, because you can never have morph this early in the game, usually. But for some strange reason, the Soldier Thirds morph into Bolt Plumes. Now, I expected them to morph into something that wasn't their steel table, because their steel table is the Hard Edge, so they're not going to morph into a Hard Edge. But I expected like a potion or nothing at all, because a lot of enemies early in the game don't morph into anything. For some reason, they chose Bolt Plumes, so it's almost like it was planned from the beginning. Somebody at Square was like, one day, somebody's going to make a mod where you can get morph early, and they're going to want Bolt Plumes against those elevator bosses. Because it just so happens that you get Bolt Plumes, and Bolt Plumes are incredibly useful against the elevator boss. They are both robots, and they're long distance, so being able to throw Bolt Plumes is like the greatest thing you could ask for. The boss is definitely still possible without Bolt Plumes. You could buy, I think you can buy grenades here. If not, you can just use Barret and then use Eris to slowly heal yourself and try to farm up enough potions to stay alive. But especially with the death challenge, it's very hard to have enough potions to stay healthy long enough for Barret to solo the bosses. So Bolt Plumes are definitely useful. So that's it. I just wanted to show that off because when we were programming this mod and we got to this point, this was the first point where I was like, you know what? I'm probably gonna have to throw in some kind of balance change because these elevator bosses are gonna be super hard. And then I was looking at all the morph tables for all the enemies, and I saw that, and I was like, oh my god, it's like fate. So yeah, that's really cool, a little like secret thing, and it kind of shows that this mod is more of like a puzzle than anything else. Like, if you get to a point that seems really difficult, there's always something that you can find that will help you through the section. So I'm super excited to show more of this mod. There's even more cool stuff coming up, but for now, that's going to be it for Scavenger mod. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said, we had 2 updates to the mod. We're now in 1.02, but you guys on YouTube, you don't have to worry about that. When you go to the site, it will be the right version. So go ahead, go to the site, download it, sector48.org. Go to Scavenger, download the game, and try it out. I think you'll enjoy it, and you can play along with us, or you can just watch the rest of the walkthrough first. But either way, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time for more Scavenger mod action. Thank you again. It's been a while. It's been a long time. I've been wanting to say that. Thank you, guys. We'll catch you next time.